Dr. Ananya died beneath a blooming firestorm in modern Delhi, her unfinished serum for healing the dying scattering into smoke and glass. The last thing she felt was not fear, but the sting of failure. And so her soul crossed the dark river with a surgeon's steady hands and a rebel's vow. She woke in the body of Rajkumari Amrita, the disgrace of the Chandragupta clan, broken at the foot of the Vindhya cliffs. Her lungs were pierced, her energy channels torn, and memory rushed into her like poison. Her cousin Meera's laughter still echoed above the rocks, a cruel sound like bangles striking bone. In another life, Amrita had been weak. In this one, Ananya refused to die twice. With shaking fingers, she pressed the hidden mama points of her own chest, sealing blood, easing breath, forcing life to remain. Pain became a tool. Fear became a blade. Crawling into a nearby cavern to escape the panthers, she followed an old instinct stronger than the body she wore. Survive, observe, repair. Deep in the cave, she found a prison older than kings. A man hung suspended in the air, bound by 4 Vajra chains that hummed with divine wrath. His beauty was terrible, his skin pale as moonstone, his eyes like violet embers. Udra, exile of the shadow realm, the name whispered with dread by priests and warlords alike. He looked at her as if she were an amusing mistake. "A mortal girl," he said, voice low and mocking. "Have you come to beg or to die?" Amrita looked up at him with the same calm she once used in an operating theatre. "I have come to fix you," she replied. "In exchange, you will be my shield." No one had ever spoken to the chained Asura like that. That was the first crack in his centuries of contempt. Using a sharp stone, silver needles fashioned from her broken ornaments, and the surgical memory of a modern physician, Amrita searched for the resonance point, where the divine chains met the flesh beneath. She did not fight them with strength. She understood them, as one understands a wound. The first chain shattered with a thunderclap. Backlash scorched her arm white, and Udra, half liberated, caught her before she fell, wrapping her in a veil of dark mire that turned the storm aside. "Interesting," he murmured, staring at her as if she were a riddle carved by fate. "In 10,000 years, none have touched those chains and lived." "Then you have been imprisoned too long," Amrita said, wiping blood from her mouth. "More chains. Help me break them, and I will help you take back what was stolen from you." When she returned to the palace of Magadh, the halls were draped in celebration. Her cousin Meera stood radiant beside Prince Vikram, while whispers declared Amrita dead, disgraced, washed away by the mountain. The court fell silent when the great doors opened. Amrita entered in a ruined white sari, mud on her hem, blood on her sleeves, and beside her walked a shadow so dangerous that even the king's guards lowered their spears. Udra's presence was veiled, but not his authority. Even the torches seemed to bow. "Grandfather," Amrita said to the aging general whose back had been bent by years of cursed battlefield wounds, "the crows have been feeding on your house. The lotus has returned." The royal physician scoffed when she demanded to treat the general. The court laughed when she laid out a dagger, silver pins, and heated herbs instead of chanting holy mantras. Yet Amrita worked with the certainty of a woman who had once fought death in a colder, brighter world. She burned out corrupted prana with Agni Karma, opened the knotted blockages, and drew the poison out in rivers of black smoke. The old general screamed once, then breathed as if the heavens had been handed back to him. When he rose, straight-backed and blazing with restored power, the palace trembled. The laughter died first, then the lies. Meera stepped back as if seeing a ghost. Vikram's smile shattered. The king stared at the daughter he had dismissed and understood too late that the girl he called trash had returned reborn. That night, under a moon thin as a surgical blade, Udra asked her a question that sounded almost like reverence. "Tell me, little lotus, are you really Amrita?" She looked toward the palace flames and smiled with the calm, merciless grace of a soul that had crossed death and chosen revolution. "No," she said. "I am the woman who came back to correct the world."